Awesome, awesome. Okay. Welcome everybody tonight. Tonight's going to be an exciting night. We have so much momentum kicking off the new year, 2020, crystal clear vision of what's happening and what's transpiring. I'm telling you guys, we're going to break records this year. We're going to break records in the entire company. This is going to be the biggest month we've ever had. This month is literally going to be like the biggest year that we've ever had, guys. Literally, momentum is at an all-time high. We have so many people that won the trip, so congratulations to all you that won the trip to Cabo. Hats off to you guys. So many triple Ps, production, promotions, and payouts. So many exciting things happening right now in Tranont, guys. We're about to launch another product again. We're about to launch another country. There's so many things that are happening right now in Tranont that you need to be fired up. If you're not fired up, you need to check up from the neck up, guys, because 2020 is the year for you guys to take action and make things happen in a massive, massive way. If you've ever wanted better health, now's the time. If you've ever wanted to build wealth, now's the time. If you've ever wanted to help out your family members and friends, now is the time. If you've ever wanted to eliminate your car payment, now is the time to take action, okay? This weekend, we're going to be in Portland, Oregon. So if you have anybody that is out within a 10-hour driving radius of Portland, Oregon, you need to get them there because we're going to be there. We're going to be there. We're going to have Mr. Craig Cotter's going to be there. We're going to have the Dowds are going to be there. The Devils are going to be there. There's going to be so many amazing leaders there. It's going to be an amazing leadership. So for those guys that are out in that direction, hardcore and get as many people there as you possibly can, okay? And then the following weekend, we're going to be over in Fresno, California. Not the following, the next month, we're going to do another leadership over in Fresno, California. So if you're not going to Portland, Oregon, make sure you get your tickets to get to Fresno, California, okay? Because it's going to be a game-changing event. These events only happen twice a year, guys, literally twice a year. So now is the time to take action. Now is the time to get registered for that. And now is the time to make it happen. So without further ado, what I want to do is introduce the person who's going to be speaking on tonight's call, okay? This individual has had massive success in this industry. I'm hearing somebody's background noise, so if you see on your screen right now that it doesn't show your mic is muted, please mute yourself. Or, you know what, I could probably just mute everybody. Let me just mute everybody. Somebody is not being coachable. Hold on. Babe, can you do me a favor? Can you show me how to mute everybody on here? So, because somebody doesn't have their mic turned off. What's that? Participants, okay. Mute all, boom, done. You're muted for the you uncoachable person. Okay, so let me introduce our guest speaker for tonight. This guy has had massive success in this industry, guys. Massive success. Literally, a lot of you guys are familiar with who the Dowds and Devils are. I mean, take the Dowds and Devils, combine them and times them by 3. That's the amount of production this individual has done in his network marketing career. When I first went into my first network marketing company, he was literally at the highest rank in the company, not only the highest rank, but the top producer in the company, training on stage. And he was one of my mentors that taught me the system. He was one of my mentors that mentored, coached, and trained me on how to become a beast in network marketing, because he was a beast in network marketing and he was in his 20s. He was literally one of 3 people that was in his 20s at the top ranks in the company. He became a great friend and a great mentor, guys. And we're just so blessed, lucky, and fortunate to have him now a part of Tranont. You got to look out for his name. He's only been in since the 8th, guys. He's already Pearl. And I'm telling you right now, he will become a blue diamond within his first few months in this company. I'm sure he will. So without further ado, I want you guys to get some coaching, mentoring, and training from him. Get out your pens, get out your notepad so you guys can take notes. Without further ado, let me introduce he's going to be a top producer, and he already is a top producer this month, Mr. Andre Maronian. Are you there, sir?
I am here. Can you hear me okay, John?
I can hear you perfectly. Take it away, brother.
Mr. Singh, it is so awesome for us to be able to share a call together. I am so ecstatic. Hello, everybody in Tranont. Hello, Veronica, by the way. I'm sure she's there somewhere. I heard her in the background. It is so wonderful to be able to say that we are finally financially locking arms. We've locked arms in the past, done some great things in the past, but now is a new day, a new year, and to know that I'm going to have a chance to work with you guys in a capacity that is going to be greater than ever before is really humbling for me. And I want you all to know a few things. First and foremost, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you how I feel about this couple. You know, I've known John a lot longer than Veronica, but already I can see this dynamic duo as a powerful, powerful team together. You know, I've had a chance now for the last, I believe, around 4 months to see what they've done, what they've accomplished, and the kind of quality of leadership that they've been able to duplicate in this organization and in this company. I take my hat off to what they've done. And, you know, it's important to understand who you have a chance to work with. I know you have a chance to hear from, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Singh here on a regular basis. But, you know, there's an old saying that a prophet is never accepted in their own hometown. And technology and online, you know, Zoom, for example, creates a much bigger town, doesn't it? Because you hear them more often. I remember back when I started in this industry over 20 years ago, we didn't have Zoom. So when we said the old saying that a prophet isn't accepted in their own hometown, I literally meant my own town, right? I mean, that's where we were, and maybe, you know, an hour east and west. But Zoom can kind of take that to another level. Like, you know, the prophet is never accepted in their own organization, because you hear them day in and day out. But you need to know that there are people in this company and people in this industry that would give their right arm to be a part of this organization because of the levels and the depth and the willingness that these two superstars are willing to go to ensure that you have success. I mean, that has a lot to do with it. Look, I've always said that 50% of an individual's success is themselves. The other 50% is who you're working with, because they can absolutely, you know, create a pathway towards success through systems. You know, I mean, I kind of would like to use this analogy. Look, if the idea is to chop down a tree and you're using an axe, you know, look, I understand you are the one using the axe. And if you want to take that axe and you want to start swinging away, that's a great thing. And yes, if you swing harder, that's even greater, right? If you swing more often, that's even greater. There's no doubt that it matters, right? That how much you do with that axe does matter. But what I believe your leadership team is about, and is you know, it can ultimately help with, is sharpening that axe, so that when you swing it, you get through the tree with less swings. And that's what leadership ultimately does at the end of the day. Between the systems, between their willingness to go get uncomfortable. I know they're willing to go anywhere, everywhere, anytime, take a phone call. Look, there's leaders in network marketing that just don't do that. I've been around for a long, long time, right? It's been over 20 years I've been in this network marketing industry, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background and such here in a moment. But you know, but I have seen leaders that are at a diamond type rank in other companies that just literally think, well, because I'm a diamond, I don't really need to do anything anymore. But the beautiful thing about these two is they act like an associate while a diamond. And that is what a true leader makes. Does that make sense? That's what it's all about, is a willingness to act brand new when you're far from brand new. And, you know, when you have them in your corner, in many cases, a phone call away, you know, and then you choose to go against the grain. I want you to know there's other people in this company and other people in the industry that would hang on every single word they say, because they don't have the luxury of hearing from them every single day or every single week like each and every one of you do. And so I am excited to be able to join up, lock arms, to make some great things happen. I mean, listen, I'm going to tell you this. Mr. Singh just said some nice things and great things about me and so on. But make no mistake, these two have helped me in the transition. I can promise you that with all the skills that I've had and all the great, you know, listen, I've been in this game for a long time. Yes, there's some systems, and we are going to have some breakthroughs tonight. There's no doubt about it. We're going to be talking about some things and why our organization and your organization and why we're going to take, you know, is exploding right now, and why we're going and how we're going to help you start thinking that Diamond and Blue Diamond are much closer than you've thought before. We're gonna get to all that. But you know what? There was so much information that I needed to understand before getting involved with this company because of my experience. And these two right here helped bridge that gap better than anybody else in our company. My wife and I, Patty, we were like, you know what a blessing it is going to be to have this level of knowledge at our disposal. And so if we're thinking that, why in the world would you not be thinking that, right? Why wouldn't you be hanging on every word? Why would you be taking something they're advising you and adjusting it even just a little? For what purpose does that serve? Do you think that the two of them plan to mislead you down a pathway that is going to hurt you, right? I mean, if they did that, they're hurting themselves. Isn't that one of the most beautiful things about network marketing? Isn't that one of the most beautiful things about Tranont? Is that at the end of the day, the only way for me to get where I want to go is if I help my team get where they want to go. And obviously, subsequently, if I share information that hurts them, I'm literally hurting myself. Yet, we have leadership, or we have people that are coming up the ranks that say, that sounds great, but in the back of their minds. And so, I look, I know I've hit this for a while now, but it is that important. If I've at least accomplished that on this call, I believe we have made serious headway for your 2020 run to the top of Tranont. Now, what I want to do is literally talk to you about what we're doing, how we got here, what network marketing is ultimately all about, and how you absolutely can literally remove the asterisk off of me or off of you. First of all, with all the wonderful, humbling things that Mr. Singh shared about me, I want you to know that I am an average person just like you. But I'm an average person in every category, except I am above average when it comes to my vision. I'm above average with my willingness to get to work. I am above average with my willingness to follow systems to the letter and not deter from what works. I am above average with my attitude, with my confidence. I am above average, right, when it comes to what I believe I'm capable of long term. But as it relates to you and who I am as a human being, I am no different than you. And so why am I above average in every one of those things? The reason is because I made a decision to be. I made a decision to be above average. I made a decision to draw a line in the sand and make it happen. And so that's something that anyone can control. That's something you can control here tonight. You can make a decision in 2020, and it's a beautiful time too for this call because you're making that decision at a really cool time. Now, it doesn't have to be the case, but at the beginning of the year, it's kind of neat because when the ball drops this time next year, you probably remember how you were feeling, what you were doing, what was happening, what was around you, your bank account, the whole thing. You probably know what that all looked like and felt like when the moment that ball dropped. There's this inherent thing that happens when the ball drops, right? You just start like reflecting and going, well, here's where I'm at. It's kind of like, like the stamp, right? in time that you kind of look at. Well, this time next year, if you make just some few slight adjustments, and in some cases you're a brand new Tranont associate, well, guess what? You just added the possibility of Tranont on top of what you didn't have a possibility of last year. That alone is huge. But by just making a few tweaks, by working on yourself, by plugging into these calls, following the system, doing home meetings, prospecting, getting out there, sharing, so on and so forth, there is no reason why you can't win. So here's where I got excited about Tranont, because I've been doing this a long time. There's just some really special things going on here. And I'll tell you how we're literally growing our business at record pace today. It's not because of all the things you heard at the top of the call. The reason has to do with some things that you have at your fingertips as well, and you can choose to implement at the same time. You see, I made a conscious decision to understand what is beautiful about the Tranont opportunity, about the Tranont environment. There's a few things that just flat out stand out compared to any other company But there are people on this line and off that are choosing not to give it the weight it deserves. Therefore, you're willing to sway away from what really works. One of those things is that this company has impact products that do all, not some, of the work for you. I want to repeat that. They do all of the work for you. You know, most network marketing companies that have products out there, they're great. Like I was just talking to somebody the other day and they said to me, Andre, what makes Tranont different? Because they had heard that I was going to be making a decision to be here. And so they contacted me and said, and they're a leader in another company. And they said, you know, what is making you do this? Why is this so different? I said, I'll tell you what's different. Most products out there are great. I'm sure there's some fantastic upside in a lot of products that you use, right? Or that you market. But the difference is with most other products is that I have to borrow from your testimonial until I get my own. Right? Well, for example, I've been taking this supplement and and by the way, we have some of those here at Tranont too. I'm not saying that we don't have that. We have some products that flat out, take time to yield an upside. So what I was saying to this individual is the products you're marketing, and many companies out there marketing, requires me to borrow from your testimonial until I get my own, which requires, it doesn't mean it's bad, it just means it requires more of a pitch, doesn't it? It requires more of a sale, doesn't it? And most people out there, especially that are brand new, don't like sales or aren't good at it, or maybe they're just uncomfortable, or hey, I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call my friend, I'm going to call my family member, who, by the way, I've never had a business discussion with before, and I'm about to make this potentially uncomfortable because I'm going to start talking about a product and getting them to believe in a product that has impacted me in a positive way, but they're going to have to wait. They're going to have to commit. They're going to have to dip into their pocket, pull out cash, and literally commit to that product before they can actually say, hey, you were right. You were right. It worked for me too. And God forbid it doesn't, they're already committed 3 weeks later. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't great products out there, but this individual was asking me, what's the difference? I said, here's the difference. The difference is that my wife 2 days ago had level 9 pain in her hip. She's going to have hip surgery. She has a torn labrum. Okay. It's unfortunate. She's got arthritis because of it, cysts that are forming in the area. And she's had level 9 pain Saturday night. Level 9, folks. I give her 2 drops of CBD. 20 minutes later, her level 9 pain is down to a 3. By the about 45-minute mark or so, she's saying level 0. But that was nothing compared to the renewed spirit and life I saw in her eyes, because she was able to maneuver in a way that a person with a torn labrum should not be able to maneuver. And for hours and hours after that moment, she's talking about it and telling other people about it. It became viral. You see, I didn't need to tell her I have pain. Wait 20. I started this regiment, and over the 3-4 week period, I started to sense. Right? I started to sense an upside. I didn't have to say that. I said, Patty, put your hand out and just make sure you don't move it, because I got 2 drops coming your way, and let's see what happens. Boom! 15 minutes later, magic happens. There's no discussion. There's no sale. There's no pitch. There's no do me a favor. He's looking at me going, give me more. You understand? I had another individual, a friend of mine, 2 weekends ago. We went to dinner. It was on a total social occasion. We had a bottle of Soothe. He told me he hurt himself sleeping. No clue how you do that. And he's a good friend of mine, and he always brags that he's a better athlete than me. And I told him, how could you be a better athlete if you're hurting yourself sleeping? I don't know. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. But I said to him, I said, listen, you got level He told me he had level 8 pain in his neck, turning it to the left-hand side. He didn't, I pulled out the CBD. Why did I pull it out? Because I had it on me. I had it on me because you just never know. We weren't there to talk opportunity. We were there to socialize. Our families were together. I give him the drops. He literally tells me, I actually forgot I gave him the drops. I forgot. I'm like, here, take this. Boom, boom, 2 drops. Lick it, right? 2 minutes later, I forgot I gave him the drops. I promise you, as God is my witness, I forgot I gave them to him because we were off talking about other things. We were having a good time. He looks over at his wife and he says, Katie, I can't believe this. I have no pain in my neck. And he starts turning his neck in a way he couldn't turn his neck before. And then he looks at me because he thought, and by the way, he's a network marketing friend of mine, right? And, from the past, but he just wasn't involved with me anymore, right? This is years ago. He had kind of walked away and he's been out of the game for a while. And what ends up happening is literally, he then looks at me and goes, I didn't even tell you this. I have a serious case of plantar fasciitis. And I walked in here in a lot of pain, and I'm walking out of here with none on that either. Did I sell? Did I pitch? Did I try to convince? I didn't do it. What I did is I shared. You see, I shared the product. He got so excited about it, he said, I'm in. He became a distributor in Tranont. The next day, his sister, who hasn't joined me in network marketing in years as well, picks up the phone and calls my wife and says, whatever you gave my brother, I need. And we knew she's had some health problems. Folks, I have never been involved in a network marketing company where the product is the #1 recruiter, the product is the #1 customer acquisition getter. Everyone is sitting here thinking to yourself, I know what you might be thinking.
I'm on a Tranont call.
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. I heard a little background noise. You might be sitting here thinking, right? You might be sitting here thinking, man, wouldn't it be great to override Mr. John and Veronica Singh? Or maybe you're thinking to yourself, this guy's a nutball. I would love to have him in my downline. I want you to know you've got somebody better than the 3 of us combined. And it's your product. Product is the baddest recruiter in the industry I've ever seen. Same with the life pills, folks. That's impact. You can elicit an emotional response immediately. The only reason your business is not growing is one of 2 reasons. You're either not sharing, right? You're not sharing, or you're just literally overselling. For what? I didn't have to sell anything. And it is that motion, it is that method that I've been using that is causing madness in my organization today. And so we instituted a saying in our group, and I want to share it with you because I believe it is going to be why we shave years off the journey for many people in our organization. And here it is. I want you to hear it real clearly, okay? If you're taking notes, write it down. You're going to hear it a million times, even if you don't. Whenever you hear something from me, this is what I talk about with everybody. I talk about this. At Tranont, there is no sales required. No sales required. What we do here is we share it for like-its and love-its. We share it for like-its and love-its. We do not sell, we share. We share impact products to get an emotional response. So when we share it, you're either going to like it or you're going to love it. If you like it, you're going to want it when we're done. If you love it, you're like me. You want to get paid on it. All we do at Tranont is we share it for like-its and love-its. We share it for like-its and love-its. We share it for like-its and love-its. Now listen, some of you are going to translate what I just said into this. Well, we're going to share it, but then I'm going to tell you about it, and then I'm going to verbally vomit all over you, and I'm going to tell you all the ins and the outs and why you need to have it and what it's done for me and blah, 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 blah. And you're going to talk people right out of what the product does without you. The product doesn't need you. The product doesn't need you to sell it. What can you say that takes somebody's pain from an 8 to a 0? Can you explain that to me? Nothing. All you can do is slow it down. You know what that's like? That's like you're the cashier at the grocery store. You gave them a sample. They're like, this is unbelievable. They're in the line, right? You literally rang it up. Now it's like 109, normally what people should be saying. Hey, 109 for this. Instead, what you're doing, you're talking about it. And when you start, you know what I mean? You're like, well, let me tell you. And maybe, when you're ready, you can get it. When you're ready, you know when people are ready to get rid of pain? Before they had it. Beautiful is we share it for like it's and love it's here. And so here's the practical, or here's how we put it into practice. All right, here's how we put it into practice, and here's how we're getting ridiculous results. And this concept, I did this with my friend a week ago. Okay, and I've got many stories like this. Before we share it, I want to set the tone. I want to set the tone with the individual and just make sure they understand I'm going to finish this conversation. So if it was Mr. Singh, I would say, John, listen, I'm going to share something with you. I have to share something with you. And when we're done and I'm going to give you an experience. That's it. And when we're done, I'll answer any questions that you have. I'm not going to introduce thousands of things he doesn't care about. I'm literally going to answer the questions that he has. But then when we're done, John, I'm telling you, before we even begin this, I'm going to ask you a simple question. Do you like it or do you love it? So before I show this to you, if you like it, when we're done, you're probably going to want this. But if you are like me when you're done and you love it, that means you want to get paid on it like me. And I always start, and we teach our team to always start every conversation that way. Set the tone, set the expectation. Because now John knows that at the end, what am I going to say? Is it going to be a surprise when I say what I say? I'm going to say like it or love it. And that's what I did to my friend. So I'll tell you what I did. His first name was Hassan, right? We were out to dinner. He was telling me about his level 8 pain. I said, now hang on. I'm going to give you something, literally exactly how I did. I'm going to give you something, and it's going to be an experience. But before I give this to you, Hassan, I'm telling you, you're going to see results. And when done, you're either going to like it or you're going to love it. And I'm going to ask you that when we're done. We go ahead and do it. I put the drops on. It kicks in. I forgot. I even did it. I told you that already. When it was done, he's like, this is unbelievable, blah, 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 this, that, and the other thing. He asked his typical questions. I answered the questions, and I said, as promised, like it or love it. He goes, I love it. Great. We'll get you started as a distributor. Folks, that's all I did. Now, if you want to think I did something else, you're operating and moving forward at your own risk. It is not the case. It's literally how we're doing it. I went into a presentation in somebody's home last week. We had a brand new distributor named Eben. He is moments away. He's probably going to hit Jade in about, let me think here. He started on the 11th. I don't even know what day it is anymore. But since the 11th, right? It's under a week. Okay? He tells me, I need you at my house tomorrow. Because we gave him we met with him, my brother Mark and I. We went and sat with him on a one-on-one. We let the products lead. I told him, I said, Eben, listen, I'm telling you right now, we don't sell anything here. There's no sales required. We share it for like it's and love it's. So here's the deal. I'm going to share it with you, and there's no wrong answer. If you like it, you're going to want to use it. If you love it, you're like us, you're in. He said, fine. I did the life demo. I did the soothe demo. Gave him some drops. He was dealing with he's done MMA. Right? So he's dealing with pain. When? Always. He experienced the results. He was blown away with the pudding. I said, in the end, like it or love it. Literally just like that, guys. I don't say, do you see an opportunity with us? No, I didn't say it. I said, like it or love it. He goes, love it. I said, great. He goes, can you come to my house tomorrow? We went the next day. There were 10, 11 people in his home. Some of you might have seen, and if you haven't, I'll probably pass along a video of a wonderful man named Mo, right? We get to the house, 10 people are sitting there. Before I even started the presentation, for everybody in the room. I said, look, we're going to give you an experience here at Tranont. There are no sales required. I didn't have a document out there. We didn't do a thing. I was literally starting, before we even started the meeting, I said, we don't sell anything here. We're going to give you an experience, and you're either going to like it or you're going to love it. If you like it, you're going to want it. If you love it, you're going to want to get paid on it. It's what we do here. I said, but before we get into anything, is there anybody in the room that's dealing with pain right now? About 5 people rose their hand, but 3 that stood out. One individual was dealing with level 4 out of 10 pain in his shoulder. Another person was dealing with chronic level 5 pain in his elbow. He was a bowler, can't go to the gym anymore, literally all the time, having issues. And then the gentleman named Mo, that's 68 years old, been in the paving business his entire life, has chronic arthritis, level 8, needs a hip surgery, and has massive, massive shoulder pain. And he came hobbling in. And I'm brand new at Tranont, and I have to be utterly blunt with everyone. Every once in a while, you sit there and look over and you're like, oh, Lord, I don't know if it's going to work on this one, right? And that's how I felt. But we did what we said we would do. 2 drops on everyone, boom, 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 boom. We started going through the presentation. By the time we got to the demonstration of the products, which is putting the drops in the water, I did the life pills first, but then we went to the drops second. By the time I got there, and it was time to talk about Soothe, I go, how's your pain? How's your pain? How's your pain? Everyone, gone. Gone. The level 5 pain guy goes, I want to leave this meeting right now to go to the gym. I haven't been able to go to the gym. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. He said it 5 times. Okay. It was unbelievable, the passion he had in his voice because of our product. The guy I was telling you about earlier on that's in the other network marketing company, you think that happens with him? It doesn't. It doesn't, folks. You have to understand what you have your hands on here. Right? That's what this does. Mo, at the end of the meeting, he's losing his mind. Level 8 pavement guy, he's telling me that if he bends down to the floor, just straight down, he needs 2 guys to help him back up. He can't get up by himself, and it takes him 15 minutes to get up the stairs. He's getting hip surgery later this month. He was a new man. My wife wasn't even at the meeting. She fell in love with him. If you see this video, you can see while you're listening to the most unbelievable testimony. I begged him at the end of the meeting. I said, Mo, please, after I said, can I record you? And I hadn't even finished my interaction with it. I said, please, because no one is going to believe me what we've witnessed here. He goes, sure, you can. So I go through the entire thing. He's telling the testimony. I'll let you see it. I'm sure Mr. and Mrs. Singh will put it on there on the page, on your group page, right? And I ask him at the end, like it or love it. You'll hear me say it in the video, like it or love it. And he goes, love it. Mo is a distributor in Tranont today. Next day, he had 5 people wanting to hear about this. Why? Because the product impacted him that badly. Folks, this does not happen in network marketing. It doesn't happen like this. You have to sell it. You have to pitch it. You sign up. Once you're in the business, the next thing that you do is you start making a list of everybody you know, and you have to start thinking, okay, now I got to call these people, and I'm going to be like, hi, John, how are you? We're best friends. If the money were right and the timing were right, would you be open to a business opportunity? Versus, hey, John, let me tell you something. I feel so much pain. I can't stand it. I took something. I'm a new man. You have to have this experience. We need to get together. I'm going to share something with you. And I am passionate about it because it's not about something that might happen. It already happened. I've never seen anything like this. We are watching a product go viral. We are watching people go viral. We are watching people that have said no to me for other opportunities come back to the table because the product is that powerful. I have never seen anything like it. You can hear the excitement in my voice because this is something else. But what is the biggest sin that you can make in this business today on this team is to miss out on that and go about it differently. Think to yourself, I have a better way to do this. You can try. But I'm telling you right now, we're Pearl already. I think I don't even know how many days I've been in yet. We're Pearl, we'll be Ruby probably in another few days. Hoping to be Sapphire. I don't even know all the positions yet, but we are on fire. The team is just exploding. And the reason we're exploding is not just because we're excited, but because we have created a very simple, duplicatable system. We're telling everybody, if you're selling it, you're doing it wrong. But if you're sharing it, you're doing it right. Prove me right. Share it. Just share it. Go to them and say, listen, I'm not selling nothing. Say it right out loud. I'm selling nothing here. I am so excited. I sell nothing. What do you mean you sell nothing? I don't. I just share. And if you like it, you want it. If you love it, you're like me. You're going to go spaz and want to make money on it. I mean, folks, come on. Are we overcomplicating this thing or what? You know you are. There's always room for improvement in that area, right? But you have a fantastic, fantastic time right now in this company to take advantage of this thing. And I know for a fact that the other beautiful thing about this is, you know, you have two leaders right here that have introduced me that know these products inside and out. But you know, the other part I love about this, I don't have anywhere near their product knowledge. Now, I believe you need to know it. I believe you need to understand it, but not to lead with it. Lead with sharing. Keep the information in your back, in your holster. When they start asking questions in between the time, you've shared it, and then you're going to answer. You have the last word. Like it or love it. Folks, that's all we're doing. I promise you we're going to take this all the way to the top. And I know there's people on this line, they're going to have a breakthrough tonight because of what we talked about. I hope you hear the passion in my voice. I hope you understand the timing of what you have your hands on. You have a fantastic leadership team. You have a fantastic corporate team. I'll tell you, in all my years. Oh, and by the way, I know Mr. Craig Cotter. I've known him for many years. And I am so humbled to be, listen, I am proud to call him the vice president of sales of my company. I've seen VP of sales before. This superstar is not just a superstar. He is a person that, you know, when I saw him about a month ago, I said, you know, when I think of you, I think of one big fat word, and that is loyal. He is the most loyal person I've just about. And by the way, close number 2 is the gentleman that just introduced me, by the way. But, you know, likeness attracts likeness, right? When you have loyalty like that, people that just really care about making sure they do the right thing and value relationships above making money, don't lose those relationships. And that's why I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be a part of this company. I'm proud to be locked arms with these with the Singhs. And I am proud to know you. And listen, I want to thank you. All of you that are on this line, especially those that have hit higher ranks than me that are on this line. I know some maybe. I don't know all of you. I can't wait to get to know you all. But you need to know that you did something very special here. We're not done. So this isn't a reason to stop. This is a reason to keep going. But because of what you did, you made this company attractive enough to somebody that's been doing this a long time to join. And that's kudos to all of you. So I am proud to be in business with all of you. I'm humbled and grateful. So with that, Mr. Singh, I'm going to turn the call back over to you. If there's anything else you want me to talk about, by the way, I know you told me that people chat, and I didn't even look at it. I should have. I apologize, everybody. But if there's anything that you want me to touch on, please, I'm here. I'm happy. We could do it again if you need to, whatever. But I appreciate the time. I appreciate the recognition. And I appreciate just being able to start from the ground up, work all the way to the top, and impact as many lives as we possibly can along the way. I hope this has been helpful for all of you. You know, I really do. That is what this is all about, is impacting people. So, Mr. John Singh, back to you, unless you need me for something.
Yeah, I need you for one more thing, Mr. Maroney. One quick question. First of all, absolutely amazing. I'm reading through the comments. Everyone's saying ironclad leadership, amazing. He's the best. Everyone's just so super excited and grateful for you, Mr. Maroney. I wish you could read all those comments. Literally, there's like a ton of them. But one quick question. I know that some of the leaders were asking me this past Friday night at Leadership in Fresno. It's a brand new year, right? And some people just got it's the end of the year. Some people that are on here, it's their first experience in network marketing. They've never been a part of network marketing before. And December typically is a slower month, especially towards the last week of the year with Christmas and New Year's. And some people feel like they're in a rut a little bit and not really blasting off into 2020 with momentum and excitement. What advice would you give those individuals? Because obviously you're a seasoned network marketing professional. What advice would you give to everybody on this call right now to kickstart their business and to close out this month super strong, to have the best 2020 they've ever had in their lives?
Well, great questions. And I think the answer is very easy. And that is, pain has nothing to do with January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. People with gluten problems don't have anything to do with January, February, March, April, May, June, July, all the way through December. People that have dairy issues, what, you think it just stops? Like, it's like, I can't eat ice cream until November 30th, and then all of a sudden I'm eating ice cream for 2 months, and then it starts picking up in February again. Oh man, I can't eat ice cream anymore. It's not like a season. I live in upstate New York. Yeah, it stinks up here. Why? Because it snows most of the time. I can't do anything about that. Okay? But here's the thing. People have the same problems year round. So telling me that you are having trouble getting your business up and running is just simply the fact that you're just not sharing. That's all that is. Why does it look? How did we go Pearl? If you're right, and by the way, I say this with all humility, right? I mean, this isn't about hurting or putting anybody down. This is about penetrating your mind, penetrating your soul right now, so you can start looking at things a little different. But if you were right, how in the world did we do what we did? Shouldn't we be like, well, we really came in on January 8th, but shoot, we couldn't do a thing until the 15th because of whatever reasons you're saying. The bottom line is we have to have a checkup from the neck up. Enough with reasons, enough with excuses, enough. Listen, the only person that's hurting yourself. We love you the same, doesn't change a darn thing, right? But at the end of the day, our job in this industry and what I've been doing for over 20 years is helping people break through mental blocks. And part of it is, well, I can't build because of fill in your own blank. That's not good enough, you guys. Well, December's a slow month. Really? I know one thing about December. Number one, pain exists. Number two, everyone's trying to figure out what they're going to do in the new year. There's this thing at the end of the year called the New Year's resolution. When do they make it? In January? They make it in December. The problem is we go on break, right? We go on break mentally, and therefore we decide to not go after people at the best time. But the second best time is January, because January is when everybody's like, shoot, I got to get going. Enough. Christmas wasn't cheap. It was on Amazon, even though I took advantage of Black Friday. This was painful. It was wonderful, but it was painful, right? So look, sharing is independent of time. Sharing is independent of holidays. Sharing is independent of a weekend, weekday. Bottom line is this: how many times did you or somebody in your organization have an opportunity to share the products, share Tranont, but they just didn't have the product with them? Now, look, I even made the mistake early on because I was just trying to figure this all out. A lot of this is new to me. But listen, I wasn't like 4 months later going, geez, I wonder why. I was like, I got it real quick when I saw opportunity after opportunity for me to share the Soothe or share the Life demo, and I didn't have it on me. Right? I mean, it happened. So I'm not trying to say that I'm better than you. I'm just saying I figured it out. Right? Like this is Soothe and Life, American Express. Don't leave home without it. Okay? Don't leave home without it, because you are literally hurting yourself, because there's a gazillion people that have pain, that have issues with digestion or anything else, where you can show them you can elicit an emotional response and get them to say they either like it or love it. It's the easiest pitch. It's non-confrontational. It's casual. People don't feel like they're being sold. I mean, come on. So again, my answer is I'd love to put my arm around you and agree with you. I just can't. I can't, because all that stuff is independent, right? What we can do is make a decision and just roll. And if you have somebody in your team that's not understanding it, hey, leaders, share, get more people, prove them wrong. Look, that's what I always did. I was always the #1 recruiter and the #1 customer getter in my team because I wanted to remove the excuses from my team, because every once in a while I'd have somebody that would be like a Jade, or every once in a while I'd have an associate or somebody that was at a rank that was giving me a reason why they couldn't do something. And I always was like, okay, well, I understand your reason, but for some reason, that's not what's happening for me. So that's what we need to do. We just need to erase that out of our minds, understand that pain exists all the time, right? And when people gain a positive result with this stuff, they go viral. They go viral. It's really, really wild. So with that, does that help answer your question?
Absolutely. Appreciate your time. You're the best. Guys, if we could help show them some love, just go on this Tranont System page. The flyer where is posted with Mr. Maronian on it. You could show him some love on there. You can comment on there and just thank him. This isn't the last time we're going to hear from Mr. Maronian. Watch the charts. Look at your back office. You're going to see him training on stage at this next national. I can promise you that. So, Mr. Maronian, thank you so much for your time. Everybody that's on here, thank you for your time. As soon as the recording is done being uploaded, we will upload it on that post as well. You guys are the best. We love you guys. We're not done until we're all done. Take care. God bless, and have a great evening, everyone. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much, Mr. Maronian. Appreciate you. Love you guys.